Hi guys, so today I'll be trying out these items I recently picked up on HSN. Unfortunately, I know these guys right here are sold out there. They might be, available on Griffin's site itself. I have not checked, but there's another place to check, of course. It's the cut and emboss folders, the quilted cut and emboss folders. Super excited to try these out, so we'll be doing that today, excuse me. And I think I'm going to pair it with these holiday title stickers. Like, why not? Just see how it looks on a card. And so I already have an idea in my head, and it's something like this, but not really. I want to use Christmas pattern paper and then run it through one of these guys, and then just place that on top of my card, and then with like this, the sentiments, possibly some other stickers and things like that. So if anything like this guy, maybe it's available again, maybe these are, I know these are available. I'll link them in the description box. Those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were to purchase items through those links. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, with HSN sometimes and YouTube, it might be embedded in the video or right underneath the title, somewhere in that area. Yeah, so I grabbed these things that I'm already like thinking, what am I doing? I did a tutorial a long time ago, a review of using like Dollar Tree mats, the new Dollar Tree mats, because I guess they revamped them or got them from a different vendor, I don't know, but the craft mats, and using them in your machine. So I have these that I already cut out from then, so I might put one of these behind this. I don't know if you can see, this is kind of like a greenish color, and this one's gold. I might put that behind our die cut, the cut and emboss thing. But what I want to do is create a panel of paper that's going to make like a little quilt. So I was going to grab some Anna Griffin like papers or something, but then I thought, you know what? I have a ton of little papers. I actually have to go grab them. Whenever I've been doing videos with my, actually it was these guys. Oh, you know what? I can't show you because what if you don't want a spoiler? Oh my goodness. Well, anyway, it has to do with papers that I used. Let's just cover that. For spellbinders when I was doing the advent calendar. And so I have a ton of little strips of paper, and they are lightweight, like layering weight paper. So I think what we're going to do is to start off, and hopefully this works, I might have to give it some time to settle, is to cut a bunch of squares, stick them together on a piece of paper, like, so that they stay, and then run them through the embossing folder. So I was just looking for this. We have that card base from the last video, the shimmer red and green cards and envelopes, and let's use this red one. I like the color. I'm sure it'll go with what we have. And then we're going to top it with, like I said, one of these guys, and then our little matte layer, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, I mean, this is basically the same size. Again, I like matte layers, not things to be exactly the same size, but that'll work. Maybe we go with this one. This one's a little fancier. Ooh, that looks prettier too, because you can see more of the background, so we'll see. But let me grab, so it is going to be 5x7. What I want to know is which of these are we going to use, and how big do I need my piece of paper to be? Ooh, you know what, I like, so this one's very much quilted. It would be very difficult to make little squares that would line up. These are tiny, they're like 1/4 inch squares. I just want to have like a quilted look, and when you run it through, this one's so kind of plain, but honestly it might be this one that works the best. This is really pretty too. This is such a traditional quilt pattern, Okay, let's go with this one, even though I wanted a fun shape like these guys, but that's alright. Okay, so I need the piece of paper to be at least, I would say 6.5 by 4.5, so you have something to cut away. So yeah, because this will be 6, I think what we had measured, 6 1/8 by 4 1/8. So I'm going to cut down a piece of just white paper, 6.5 by 4.5, and I'll be right back. So 6.5 by 4.5, and I'm not going to make this too difficult for myself. I'm just going to grab these papers, like I have all these little pieces, like, what's white? How white is this? I was gonna do like 1.5 inch squares. So I think that'll make it easy to fill up and not take too long here. But let me see. I mean, I have all of these papers. So I should have at least 12 of them, right? And I think I tossed a couple of them because I was like, am I really gonna hold on to these forever? So let's see, if they're roughly 1.5 inches, that would be great. They should be if I cut them all basically the same, but I was kind of eyeballing some of these, see how some of them aren't exactly perfect, but that'll be fine. Okay, so I'm going to roughly cut them 1.5 inch square, so this is going to take me a minute. Yeah, you know what? Let's say 1¼ inch. Only because I know I'll have enough for 1¼ inch on most of these guys. So 1¼ and then I'm gonna cut these down. Just have a whole bunch of them. I don't know how many I'll need. Oh, I was gonna do 1½ already. So I'm just gonna go through and cut a bunch of these guys. 1¼ inches, okay? And I mean, I could do the math and then know how many I need, but we're just gonna cut them all up. Okay, I will be back. So I didn't cut them all because I did some quick math in my head. I'm like, if I'm doing 1¼ inch squares, you know, this is 4½. I need roughly 4 of them to go this way, and 5 in the other direction should do it. So I didn't cut all of them, but we're just gonna start. So I have tons of them, and I'm gonna kind of center the first few, and then from there just go out. That way when I put them in this thing, I can kind of have like a centered quilt instead of it cutting off in some funky ways. And you saw the glue I put on there. It's not like a ton. And I'm just eyeballing this, so I have no idea. I guess maybe I should kind of play with this a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I should move that because I keep hitting it and it makes ugly noises. You know, I'm just kind of going for it. But we can definitely... And that actually should do it because this is really only 4¼ well, 4⅛. So even 4¼ would be good. And I did them 4½ by 6½, right? So I'm just eyeballing this. I'm gonna put some glue. And I was actually thinking, if you stuck this to typing paper, look at me, computer or printer paper, let's bring it to the century here, you can make it thinner, and that'll work. So this is going to be a couple, kind of thick, right? And if you want to make an actual pattern, I mean, in my head I was kind of thinking, well, maybe I should do a pattern where it's like a starburst, or even just the same color, like green here, right? So it follows, and then the blue, blue, blue. You can do that. I mean, that's a quilt type of pattern. Whatever it is you want to do. Or like even just have this guy kind of doing this kind of a thing, right? And then another one over here that it goes out, and then whatever random colors, whatever it is you want. But I think I'm going to do a random quilt. So that should probably be good right there. And like I said, just random colors. I'm not really trying to pair these guys up, so maybe this guy over here. I haven't brought in that light color yet. So guys, I'm just going to go around this whole thing. I was wondering if I was going to end up... Well, what I can do there is I'll cut some pieces. That's fine too. That one's too... Maybe this guy. Maybe like here. Maybe this one go there. Okay, and I'm just going to go around. This is going to be too skinny to put in here. As you can see, I still need a little bit on either side, so 1½ inch squares probably would have been better. But what I'm going to do with these guys is every once in a while I'll cut some of these guys in half, and that should work for me. So like, let's say that one. Hold on, I have lots of this, but we already used it. Let's say this guy. Ooh, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to eyeball it, but it'd be better. Oh yeah, there we go. We can do that. See how I didn't cut that straight probably? So I'm just going to take that piece and put it here. And then this piece can go somewhere else. It'll be nice and straight, you know? So we got to, well, not there. But we're just going to put our colors down in a fun way. And I'll be back. So that's how I'm going to fill in those side pieces, okay? Just by cutting them in half. I'll be back. I'm just filling in this last piece, and it's funny enough because I have a lot of the light blue, so I used that one twice. So it's going to show up mostly predominantly on this, and we already have Santa there, maybe Santa here. Oh, I would like to put the dark green there, but we use this so much already here, so I'm just going to go with this light blue one, not light blue, this cream colored one. And we can wait for that to settle, or you can just run it through, because sometimes you want to moisten these things so that they're more pliable. Okay, so you can look at it. It has the Griffin logo up here. It has the metal, you know, die there. This is going to push up in the star area. So it depends what you want, right? So if you want that star part recessed, then I would turn it this way. you know, so that gets recessed. But I'm going to put it here so the star part pops up mostly, and I'm going to pay attention to this because I want to make sure that this looks nice and straight for the most part, since we did kind of do what we need to do. That looks good right there. I think that's plenty good. Let me bring this down just a little bit. Okay, and I mean, you can run this through obviously your Impress, whatever it is. These are thinner than like a 3D embossing folder, but they're a little too thick in the like universal plate system if you're using spellbinders. I know everyone has different systems, so you know I don't really spend a lot of time talking about this. But if you do this with the adapter plate, it doesn't quite work. So I don't remember if I have to shim it or how I do this, but I do have the Empress sitting next to me. I don't know why I'm not going to use it. So I should just turn it on. But I'm going to figure this out and just run it through whatever your system is. But like I said, it's thinner than a 3D one, but it is a little bit thicker than your standard dimensional embossing by like, but just a little bit. To be honest, I would try to do what you would normally do for a embossing folder, and then maybe add a shim of paper or add a shim of, with this I have my plastic shims. So whatever you need to do to make it really work. But I'll be right back. Right now I'm just trying what the 2-dimensional would be, which is the platforms A and B on the Platinum 6, plus a cutting plate. And to be honest, we do have a couple layers of paper in here, right? The way we glue everything together. So it did feel like it had some good tension. I can see that that's pretty good right there. It did not quite cut all the way through though. So I think what I'll do is just leave it there, clearly. And I'll add another piece of paper. Trying to find a scrap of paper that I don't care about, maybe this one, just to get that cut. Again, I have obviously the plastic shims for this too, but let's just put that and try it. That feels nice and tight. Now the cut on that isn't too intricate, to be honest. If I wanted to, I probably could have just taken it out and been fine, but that looks better. I can't really tell if it's completely cut through. See, there's just a little something there that's holding it. But it might be it's the glue in the first glue that's like on here. I think Anna had mentioned that before. Like your first cuts, you might want to just use a scrap of paper so it doesn't stick. Actually, I can just tear this away from the back. I'm pushing backwards, guys, so that we don't mess up our little quilt. But there it is. That is so cute. Okay, let me clean up a bit. I'll be right back. Let's see what we are thinking about this. Oh my goodness, that fits almost perfectly. So you might wonder where this die came from. I think it's a Crop at Home 3 matte layer. Earlier today, but by the time you see this, it might be a couple days. I had done a haul video and I was talking about the Crop at Home, and I'm like, I missed number 2, even though I bought it. I just didn't go to the event, And then I was like, but I did the last one, or last 2. I don't know how many there have been, but there have been 4, guys. Yeah, I figured as much, but I wasn't 100%. I'm just going to glue this straight down too. So I'm going to put some weight on top of this to really hold everything down. But yeah, that matte layer came from Crop at Home 3, I'm pretty sure. I know sometimes they're available separately on HSN or on Anna's site, so if that's the case, I'll link it there. I am going to put this down. I usually double check, because sometimes if the glue is still a little bit wet, it's possible that this shifts when you put this down, so be careful. I'll put some weight on it, and I'll be back. Oh my goodness, you guys, I went and posted up on my couch, and then I realized, I'm like, oh, I haven't finished that video. I forgot that I left this here just chilling, so there you go. That is so cute, you guys. I cannot get over how adorable that is. Okay, so let's look at our sentiments. I mean, of course we can also do this, I did a portrait, but I mean, it can be a landscape. I would just face these things the opposite direction, of course. But look how perfectly even these little pieces stuck down. I will say, if you're cutting 1.5 inch, squares like this paper was 6 inches, obviously you're gonna get 4 off a 1.5 inch strip. But I did 1 1/4, so I did have some little extra pieces I probably could have used for these little side pieces too, because I just had like little bits left. That is so cute. Well, let's check these guys out. We have just like celebrate, Christmas spirit, Christmas wishes. For me, I wish there was one word that was just like, I don't know. Oh, Noel. But it is kind of a big area, so I mean, maybe Christmas wishes. Bright, harmony, Noel, peace, cheer, festive, happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. I like that they have happy and merry, and you can use those in different ways, right? For people who would say it different ways there. Rejoice, gratitude, those are so cute. Happy Hanukkah, right? Bells, Wonderland. Oh, this is so cute. I mean, there's nothing that says like cozy, I don't think, or warm. May warm winter wishes or something like that. Which would be very cute. Merry Christmas. Should we do Merry Christmas? I feel like this Merry is very big. Wasn't there a Merry back here somewhere? Oh, that one. Are they the same size? I think they are. Okay. I don't know. Okay, let me grab the Christmas from this one. And it does have little bits you're going to want to pop away, which makes it really nice. I mean, I do have a big background for this, right? And then one of the Marys. They are the same size. I guess they just gave you extra of them, or lots of them, because that is a sentiment I think you're going to want to use quite a bit of. So let's put these guys over here. I'm not sticking this down quite yet, but I will. Oh, that's funny. There's a little bit back there. If you don't want this to be sticky, like you can put some, I would say talcum powder. I don't even know if you can find talcum powder anymore. Baby powder, cornstarch on the back. Just really like stick it to something so that like your hand, so it gets the stickiness gotten rid of, and then you can put it on dimensionals. Of course, you can put it on another thing and die cut it. Another piece of paper. I'm trying to see where how that would be straight. I'm looking at the ERRY because the M, of course, is doing its own thing. And then here, the Christmas part I can pay attention to. I feel like they need to not be touching, so I'm gonna put that there. Put this here, try to straighten that out. And maybe move this one over a little bit more. That look good? Okay, guys, and so I was keeping it real simple, obviously flourishes, other die cuts, you know, all those kinds of things. I really wanted this background to really be what stands out, and I think that's very cute. It's simple, down home. That's kind of why I was like, maybe I should go with some other, you know, lettering, but I wanted to use that set today, so we did it. But I think it all goes together with the gold and the gold here, and that cute little quilt on there. Very cute, very pretty. You can die cut something to go inside of here, so you can do your sentiment, maybe some stamping. Obviously, we have, you know, sentiment stamps and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. That was really fun. I really enjoyed doing this. All right, guys, I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'm sorry that that's currently sold out, but hopefully they'll get more in stock, or like I said, maybe you'll find it on Griffin site itself. All right, guys, I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.